For this activity, you're going to need 14 toothpicks. There will be actually nothing for you to see on the screen. You'll just be listening to my voice. And then we'll talk about, within our discussion board, how this relates to Model the Way and how it applies to us as leaders. So get your 14 toothpicks, and you'll need a table or something to spread them out on. Okay, so you have your 14 toothpicks, and they're all sitting on a table or a desk in front of you. Here are the instructions. You will have 14 toothpicks, and I'm going to tell you a specific pattern that I want you to create with your toothpicks. The rules are no questions can be asked, only verbal instructions will be given, instructions cannot be repeated, and we only have 3 minutes to get this done. So I'm going to start the 3 minutes now, and I'll give you instructions. You follow along and see if you can create the pattern I'm asking you to create. And begin. Okay, I want you to take one toothpick. I'd like you to set it horizontally towards the left side of your table area. Your next toothpick should go vertically next to that horizontal toothpick. It's to the right of it, and it should be in the center of where your horizontal toothpick is. So it's making like a sideways T would be how you would look at it. So if you're looking at a T, but the T is on its side. And then exactly lined up with your other horizontal toothpick, do a horizontal toothpick to the right of your vertical toothpick. So again, you would have another T, but it would be opposite facing. So it should be horizontal, vertical, horizontal. From that second horizontal toothpick that you have, meeting up right at the point, you'll do 2 vertical toothpicks. And you'll do another horizontal toothpick. So if I'm looking at just that section, it would look like I have a cross, but they're all meeting up at the center point, and they're all the same size. So it should be horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Really could do another horizontal and then 2 vertical, so they all meet up at that 4 points. At the top of your 2 verticals that make up that cross, you'll create a T at the top and an upside down T at the bottom. So you'll have 2 more horizontal toothpicks there. Where you have your 3 horizontal toothpicks in a row, the one is separated by that vertical, but the 2 horizontal toothpicks that make up the cross, from that second horizontal toothpick that's on the right, you'll create a diamond shape. So the point of the diamond is going to match up with your horizontal toothpick, and you'll do diamond shape from there. So that's 4 toothpicks creating a diamond or a kite shape. From the top right part of your diamond, you will add a diagonally placed toothpick at the center of that diamond shape on the top right. So it looks like a random toothpick hanging off of your diamond, look like an arrow shooting off from the center of that part. So you have horizontal, vertical to create a sideways T, and then you have a cross where they all 4 meet right in the center. From that cross, at the top and at the bottom, you have 2 side posts, and then you have a diamond, and then the random toothpick from the top right. So that's what it should look like. Oh, okay, there's our 3-minute timer. So let me turn that off. That's our 3-minute timer. So your job in the discussion board is you're going to post a picture of your pattern. And in the next, what I'm going to do in the discussion board is I will post the pattern that it should look like, and we'll see how we did. What I don't want you to do is continue on this PowerPoint so that you end up with it looking exactly the same. So you should not look at the pattern until after you've completed this activity. So do not look at the pattern until you've completed this activity. Here's the pattern that we were creating. Now, some of you are probably thinking, hey, if I'd been given this directions, I would have done it this way instead of that way, or I would have said this. All I can tell you is 3 minutes goes by quickly, and describing things are harder than you think they're going to be. Maybe try this out with one of your family members or friends, or even do it with one of your classes if you're a teacher, or do it with your team if you're a leader. But think about this idea of what would have made this easier. What would have made this assignment or this project make more sense? How did you do? So in the discussion board, you're going to post your picture of the pattern you created based on my instructions. And you should know that this is the same if I would have done this with a large group face-to-face or doing it here in a virtual setting. I would have done it exactly the same way. You wouldn't have seen anything. I would have only given instructions, and I would not have seen what the participants are designing. My back would have been to the participants, so I would not have been, I wouldn't have skewed my directions based on what I was seeing. So what I want you to do is post your pictures in the discussion board, and then I'll have some questions for you to answer that goes along with that, that's related to model the way and how we see ourselves as leaders.